幾癖るもの夜を止めて
In this video, I'm going to address a commonly asked question. How do you tell an alligator from a crocodile? Some of you are probably thinking, oh wait, that's easy. You just look at the shape of their snouts. But is snout shape really a reliable way to tell an alligator from a crocodile? Let's find out. The conventional wisdom is that alligators have a broad U-shaped snout, whereas crocodiles have a narrower V-shaped snout. This handy tip comes out of the US, which has two native crocodilians, the broad-snouted American alligator and the narrower-snouted American crocodile. So we know this works on these two American species. But the big question is whether or not we can apply this rule of thumb globally, outside the US. Can all alligators and all crocodiles anywhere in the world be distinguished by snout shape alone? To test this, I'm going to make a simple chart with alligators on the left and crocodiles on the right, and then see how some other members of each family fit into this scheme. We'll put our American alligator and American crocodile on here as our default representatives of each group, and then compare them with other members that are members of the alligator family in Latin America, called caimans, and they come in a variety of snout shapes. At one extreme, there are caimans with very broad snouts, like the appropriately named broad-snouted caiman. But at the other extreme, it turns out that there are caimans with quite narrow V-shaped snouts, like the smooth-fronted caiman, and this Brazilian spectacled caiman. I'm going to add the spectacled caiman to my chart right here next to the American alligator. So already you can see we have a problem with our simple rule of thumb, as clearly this caiman doesn't fit into the broad-snouted alligator paradigm. But suppose you don't think it's fair that I included caimans into our alligator crocodile narrow snouts, which could never be mistaken for an alligator. There are also quite a few with more typical V-shaped snouts, not dissimilar to that of the American crocodile, like this young African Nile crocodile. But it turns out that at the other extreme, there are also crocodiles with quite broad snouts, like this Indian mugger crocodile. The crocodiles with the shortest, broadest snouts are the African dwarf crocodiles. Let's pop one of these onto our rule of thumb chart and see how it looks. So now we not only have a narrow-snouted member of the alligator family, which looks as though it should be on the crocodile side, but we also have a broad-snouted crocodile that looks as though it should be on the alligator side. Just to make matters even more confusing, the adult males of a number of crocodile species develop massive heads, so even if they start off with quite narrow snouts, the skull thickens and widens as the crocodile grows, so they often end up with quite broad snouts when they hit full size. This means they may start out with a narrow crocodile-shaped snout and end up with a broad alligator-shaped snout.